Hello, welcome to what is a very, very, very last minute little eyeshadow tutorial because a friend texted me and said she needs to buy a new eyeshadow palette, which I wouldn't let her do. I was going to send her some of mine that I'm not using. But anyway, she's like, I need a smoky eye, I've got a Christmas party, I want to look really nice. You need one eyeshadow for a smoky eye. You need one eyeshadow, mascara, maybe a liner, liquid liner and a kohl liner. But maybe we can actually just take out two of those top steps. Maybe we could just do it with an eyeshadow. So I thought, listen, I'm just going to do a classic smoky eye, which is not the eye I love on myself. I like a classic eye, more of like, I hate calling it cut crease because that's so bad YouTube, Instagram makeup. But I like it where the lid is pale. You know, we have a mid-tone here, we have a paler tone on the brow bone, and then we have a darker line on the socket and winged out into the outer corner. A classic smoky eye is dark all over the lid. It's a block of classic matte eyeshadow. So that's what I'm going to do now. Now I've got two choices here. Do I do a black, this is my palette, don't worry that this has not been on any paying person's face. Do I do a black or do I do this kind of mid-brown? It's called Folie by MAC, F-O-L-I-E, and that's what I'm going to do. But first, now what I have got on my lid is the tiniest bit of foundation as a kind of base because I put it on my face anyway. And the foundation I'm using at the moment is not even really a foundation, it's Light Wonder by Charlotte Tilbury, and then I popped a bit of loose powder over that. So that's all I've got on my lid. I've got no primer thing, anything. I don't need it on myself. It's a step I didn't need to do. However, a step I am going to do is pop on just a matte cream eyeshadow. So I'm just going to put that all over the lid just because I'm going to give myself a little bit of a blanket base just to pop that brown on. Now, like I said before, I do not like a classic matte smoky eye. I'm purely doing this for my friend, no names mentioned, because I love her and she wants to see how you do it. The reason I don't like this, and it's actually one of the reasons I went for this kind of mid-brown, is because I just think it closes up my eyes. What might happen is the blue becomes a little bit more, but the little bit of blue in my eye does become a little bit more prominent, because this brown might have the tiniest edge of a bit of warmth of redness in it, so it might just counteract and contrast the blue a little bit, so that might go in my favour. Otherwise I feel like this classic smoky eye does kind of close up my eyes a little bit. But anyway, I'm doing this in real time with you so you can see how quick it was. I've already got the lids done. I'm going back and forth with this blending brush by Sigma. I think it's Sigma. Yeah, Sigma blending E25 brush. I just popped a bit of eyeshadow on and I just went back and forwards, and I built up as I went. I didn't go in with a heavy amount. I started off light and I kept building and building and building. Now I've got a little bit of colour on the lids. I'm going to use the same brush. Again, I'm using one brush and one eyeshadow and just pull that underneath. Now if you don't feel confident with getting any drop down or maybe putting too much eyeshadow on your brush and it flicks down onto your skin, do your foundation afterwards. Save yourself time and bother, but I'm just running that underneath and I'm just keeping it. I personally want my eyes to almost look a little bit slept in. Like, I don't want them to look perfect. I don't want to see any hard lines. What I see quite a lot of people is doing is blending up to here and leaving this kind of stripe. I've got nothing left on my brush now. I know it looks like I have, but it's the bristles looking the colour. I've got hardly anything left, and I'm just taking that, flicking that up into my brow and just right up towards our brow bone. I want it to look as muted and as drawn out as possible, and I'm just letting that flick out to the sides to maybe give myself like a little bit of a pull of a wing. Okay, that stage is done. I'm going to go in with my liquid liner. This is not an important step. You can also do this with an angled brush like this, with some black eyeshadow, some of the brown eyeshadow I'm using, with a little bit of water or setting spray on your brush, and do a liner that way. I happen to think I'm fairly good at liner. Let's see in this video. I'm gonna use that. Mine is the Stila Stale Day liquid liner, and this is the colour on the other end. It's maroon on one end and black on the other. I mean, what a gorgeous, gorgeous pen. So let's see if we can do this in real time with you. I'm using the point, the nib of this liner. Can you see I'm just dotting strokes along my eyelid, and then when I get to the end I use the other end because the point's already there. It's making that shape for me without me having to do anything. I'm just pulling along. So I'm actually using the edge of the nib to do dashes along my eye. It's kind of doing it for me. Let's see if we can get it on this side. Okay, so a bit of the eyeliner is on, and now I'm going to go in with my little, I mean it's just my little travel angled brush, but you probably have a long one. I just have a little one in mind which came with a set. I've put some setting spray, you could use water on that, and I've dipped that just a teeny bit into the black eyeshadow, and then I'm going to run along my liner that I've already done. Now you could actually do this bit without doing the liner section because it's a really good fail-safe way of getting a little bit of something along your lash line that you can't really mess up. You can just dot that along the lash line. I'm going to pull that down underneath my eye as well to really get that smokiness and get that wing. Let's go over to this side. See how roughly I'm doing this? I'm just almost like stamping it along the lash line. I'm just breaking up the liquid liner that I did. You might do a brilliant liquid liner, you might not want to break up. Oh, dry skin. You might not want to break up this liquid line. I wouldn't blame you if you didn't want to, but I actually like it so it looks a little bit more smudged, a little bit more rock and roll. Let's pull this out a little bit longer. I think I can get away with a bit more longer over here. Okay, so we can see that that liquid liner and the smoky buffing with my angled brush has made quite a difference to the impact of the eye, and what's going to really ramp it up is me popping a little bit of kohl, a lot of kohl onto my waterline. Be careful when pulling down your eyes, that's not the nicest thing to do to your eyes. I pop it on the top and the bottom waterline, and the visual impact of having a real black kohl right next to that white of your eye is what really makes a smoky eye pop out. And then we're going to get some mascara on. My mascara is Delilah Intense Day to Night, and this is actually the mascara that I got in my advent calendar. What a great advent calendar, actually providing things you'll very, very much use and everyone can use. There's been nothing in my advent calendar that hasn't been completely suitable for all ages and all skin types. I've got a little bit of drop down there and a little bit of mascara, so don't worry about that. And my eyelashes are permed, so I don't need to curl them. Yeah, there's been no shimmer in my advent calendar. There's been no skin tone based. I mean, of course, I'm sure that Fortnum & Mason know what they're doing, but I just really appreciate that. Mascara on, and I was just doing this without filming, which is really silly. Just the last little stage, I'm just kind of flicking. I had nothing on my brush. I was just taking what's kind of, there's always a little bit of darkness in the corner, and just pulling that out. And it kind of gives you a flick without you even doing anything with an angled brush. Brilliant. Last stage. I mean, you can put on, you can do your hair, that would be a good thing. But you can put on your false lashes now. But I'm going to put on a little bit of lip because my lips look so dry and it looks so pasty without anything on. So let's put on some of this. It's like my go-to nude, I love it. Sensei the lipstick in Surazan Nude. I'll pop a bit of that on my cheeks as well because they're looking a bit pale. Great thing about a lipstick on a cheek is that it gives you a little bit of glow, like a highlighter on the cheeks. Because obviously lipsticks are oily, which is the nicest thing, is to see a nice glowy skin with a really, really heavy eye. Just breaks it up a little bit. It doesn't look too severe, although I do look very severe because my hair is so straight, but anyway, smoky eye.